let's go into the email rewrites itself. Please quickly scan this original email. This is the usual suspect in all the inboxes. It's like, hey, do you find it difficult to track the availability and utilization of this and this? Then they're going to chime in to explain is like, hey, the lack of visibility makes it difficult to plan, kind of educating people about the problem. And then as a result, you might be missing out on opportunities, kind of try to wrap up the cost of inaction out there to make them think about how big of a difference it makes. Then they kind of trying to imagine having a tool that allows you to track. Well, it has the right ideas over here in this email, but from my perspective, it's got the poor execution because way too much information, unnecessary stuff. All the stuff that was being said here could be summarized and shortened to around 70 words. This is my perspective. And I like the explore more question, but I just want to hear your perspective, Nick and Darren, before we move on to the written version.
Too long. Preview text starts with something that screams sales email. Do you find it difficult? I don't know you. You're immediately slapping me with what looks like a sales question that's going to set me up. What about a bird's eye view of your project's costs, margins, and profitability? That's a lot. That's a lot to ask of me out of the blue. The lack of visibility makes it difficult to plan your resources. Okay, thanks for educating me on a problem I'm already experiencing. As a result, you might be missing out on opportunities to increase your profits. That is too generic of a problem. Every organization on planet Earth wants to increase their profits, and it's not believable almost. Imagine having a tool. That phrase, again, screams sales email. And then there's sort of like this, I'll tell you one of the things I really don't like, which is first name. Would you like to explore more? Because clearly this person put some work into the template and they're trying to make it seem like, oh, I added your name again at the end because this is really written by me. This just screams template. So too long. Darren, anything you want to add?
I don't know. It says nothing about the organization. Like nothing. They might not even be having these problems. And you might just end up looking dumb. They might be like, yeah, man, I've imagined a tool. I have one. It's really great. Like you're too late. And that's why I focus on 10Ks and earnings call and sustainability reports. They tell you all of this stuff.
Yeah,
I look dumb enough in normal life. I can't afford to do it also with my cold emails.
Yeah.
Imagine that having a first meeting and then I bombard you with 3 questions up front without you answering even one. How about that for a conversation starter? Yeah, that's not happening. So now we're gonna roast the rewrite of it. It's gonna slightly better version, but still some things to improve out there. But let's see what's been done there. Hey, from your LinkedIn, it seems like you have 10 Angular developers on your team. These aren't cheap employees just hang around with no work and price. We can help you visualize in March how many of them will be busy in November. By predicting their workload, you can increase their utilization by 9.5%. It's 150 more hours of work per developer, which can generate you additional 36,000 euros a year. Worth a chat. What do you think about that email?
Yeah.
Darren,
I mean, listen, I think from your LinkedIn is way overutilized these days. I think it's automatic spam for me. I flat out delete every one of them. I'm like, oh, cool, you didn't read it. So I think leading with the very first part is just like, hey, I've been doing a lot of research on Honeywell. Like that's it. And like I noticed, I came across 10 Angular developers. You just talk this through like I always try to feel like, all right, I'm at a Starbucks line and I have to tell somebody something really quick about what I do. Then just talk that through. Like, and then when you look down, like by predicting their workload, like, I don't know, does like 150, hour more per week per dev make sense to you? Question mark. Like, you don't need to give them all of the context.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you talked about the ability of the best salespeople to synthesize. If I look at that last paragraph, I think there's some synthesis that can be done there, where it's like, okay, we can help you visualize. I mean, you could I think I would need a little more time with this, but it's like,
yeah,
visualizing how many developers are going to be busy X months ahead usually helps teams project manage more effectively and increase the team's out. Like, we're talking about increasing utilization. What does that actually mean? I hire developers to, I think, to put out new releases faster. And so I might want to tie that to an outcome. So I think it's hard to do in the 42 seconds I think we have left on this webinar. But I think there's some synthesis that could be done on that
So
one.
much better though than the first one. Like not even close.
Agree.
Yeah, well, what I would say from my perspective, too much information is like, yeah, 24 euros, 9.5%, 150,
Yeah.
36,000. You just want to start a conversation. You don't need all of that information.
Yeah. And it's like, bro, I'm not trying to do math here.
Yeah.
I can't.
I can't. It's not gonna happen. I barely graduated high school.
Now, LinkedIn adaptation.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm popping a video, right? I'm walking outside with my backwards hat on and a hoodie. I'm trying to look like I'm confident in what I'm knowing. And so it's like, Yuri, look, you've got 10 developers at Honeywell. I want to help you visualize what's going to happen in March and how we can get more output out of those 10 Angular developers. I also saw that you've got a launch coming up in the next 2 weeks. I saw the post last week. I'd love to chat about it. Here are 3 times that make sense in the next 3 weeks. I always give 3 times.
Nice.
And then like it's
From
a video.
copywriting perspective, it's just the power of 3. It performs the best. Like when you're given a post 3 options, works way better than 5 compared to 1. It's just something about that 3, the holy trinity.